And so Lydia is kind of a woman who's a small business owner or owns her own business, and she's Jewish. And she's given as the head of household, so we don't really know who else is in Lydia's household, but this is not how Paul drew it up, right? Paul's mind is, I've got to find 10 men, so that we can start a church. And here he is in Macedonia. I had this vision to come here, and I come to this town, and the only Jewish family is this woman who sells purple clothes and dyes purple cloth by the river. Not how he would have planned it. Not at all how he would have planned it. Actually, on paper, it doesn't make sense. They would not have approved. If his request for funding said, I'm going to start this church with one woman by a river, it would have got denied. They said, that's not viable. That doesn't make sense. But Paul, he's there, and he preaches the word, and Lydia, the scripture tells us, God opened her heart, and she believed. And she and her whole household were baptized. And she told Paul, if I found favor with you in the Lord, come stay in my home. And so Lydia's home is the first church in Europe. I mean, if you think about, if you've been to Europe, you've been to the Vatican, or you've seen some kind of amazing cathedrals anywhere in Europe, right? France, Spain, England, they're all over. This amazing Christian heritage of churches and monuments and sacred sites. And to think it all started with one woman being baptized in Philippi by the river and offering Paul her home as to stay in, and that's where he would make his home base. That would be the first church in Europe. It wasn't Paul's plan, but it was God's plan. So sometimes the only way we can kind of fall into God's plan is when God stops our plans and redirects us. And that is the takeaway from this story for each and every one of us. I mean, we all have, there's a neat historical component, right? When we think about European Christianity and its heritage, and we think it started with Lydia. Lydia was the first European Christian.